What's up, people? I am here again. Sorry I'm in the video in a few days, but today's video is something I kind of just thought of. Today I'm going to be listing 15 female characters that I feel are better than Rey. And let me get into Rey for a second. If you remember, she's from Force Awakens. I don't entirely hate her character. I think Daisy Ridley did do a good job with the acting, so she somewhat made me like the character. I just did not like the writing of her character. Because I'm gonna explain my problems with Rey. Even though I kind of did it in my Star Wars Force Awakens, my problem with that movie. I listed like a video of my problems with Force Awakens, so even though I kind of explained it there, but I'm also gonna explain it here again a little bit. Like, she just conveniently just gets the Force. Nothing, it's not even explained, and then there are gonna be people who are like, she was trained. One, that's not even confirmed, and two, even if she's had 5 years of training, Kylo Ren has had training since he was he trained with the Force with Luke and Snoke. So I'm sorry, no matter how you spin it, she shouldn't have won that fight. And it's like they made everything so convenient for her. Also, they had to like really make it seem like they had to like hammer it in your heads that she's this independent woman. It just got really annoying. Like, they had to like hammer it in your head that she's an independent female woman, and it just got so old. Like, it's just like the scene with Han trying to give her the blaster. It's like, these are female characters that I listed here that their gender is irrelevant. They just are badass and actually have weaknesses. I feel like that's where Rey really lacked, was she just didn't have any weaknesses or vulnerabilities. So, okay. Number 15, Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman from BVS. I feel like, even though we've only seen a couple, she wasn't in the movie majority of the time, so someone would be like, she's not entirely in the movie. I feel like at least she still was a badass. She just came in, kicked ass. She wasn't forced. Her gender was irrelevant. And all that. So, but yeah, and I'm anxious to see where they go with her. Gender just was irrelevant. She just was like one of the boys when she teamed up with Batman and Superman. Next, number 14, Black Widow from the Marvel films. Even though I'm not personally the biggest fan of Black Widow, I still feel like she was a badass. She was just one of the boys. She actually does some of the most important stuff, like, helping get information from Loki in the first Avengers movie, getting the Cradle in Age of Ultron, but she didn't overstep her boundaries. She just did what she could do. Number 13, Princess Leia. For me, Princess Leia, and you look at her character, I'm talking about 4 through 6 Leia, I'm not really talking about Leia from the new one. She was just one of the boys, she was equal with Han and Luke, and she's not scared of Vader, but she gets captured by Jabba the Hutt. But she kills him in the end, in that iconic scene, choking him with the chain. It's like, she outsmarts him, and her gender isn't pushed. That's the thing, the thing out of all these characters, their gender is just not pushed. It's just, they're just characters who have problems, Number 12, Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. She's, everyone knows who Lara Croft is. Why? She's just a badass adventure woman who is really smart and stuff, but even she has, pretty much weaknesses and stuff like that if you play the game, especially when she was younger, too. Like, she was... Number 11, Sydney from Scream. She had nice development throughout all the movies. She starts off as this vulnerable teenager who was pretty much afraid because, she let her mother's death really affected her. And it's not like she, she outsmarts the killers, but, you know, she is a character that went through development throughout all the movies. And even in the first movie, she had development. Really, Rey had no development. That's my problem with her. She just is just badass at everything, you know? Like, and, you know, she's a badass female character. Number 10, Laurie Strode from Halloween. And I'm talking more Laurie Strode from Halloween H2O. I'm not really talking from Halloween 1. For me in H2O, she starts off, you know, being plagued with dreams about her brother. Even though it's 20 years after it happened, she still has fears of Michael coming back. But and then the end of the fucking movie, she wants to save her son, so she decides to call him out, and they have like this massive battle, and it was fucking awesome. In the end, like, she wanted to fight. It's like, that's how you do a character. Number 10, well, 9, the bride from Kill Bill. She was put in a coma by Bill, and then from the Kill Bill film, she awakes and pretty much just wants vengeance. And she discovers herself and all this. She's probably one of my favorite. She's probably like one of my favorite Tarantino female characters. Like, she is fucking a badass. Number 8, Alice from Resident Evil. And I know a lot of people give a lot of shit to the Resident Evil movies for not being good. I think this is the one area they did right, because Alice is actually pretty much, she starts off as a normal girl in the first Resident Evil, and then eventually gradually becomes badass in the next few films. Like, and it's, yeah, you know, some would argue once she got that T-virus, they made her overpowered. I don't think so. I watched Retribution. She still had some issues, you know? It's not like she's just super powerful. Number 7, Catwoman from Dark Knight Rises. You know, she starts off as a thief, you know, and, you know, she's not really a hero, but she definitely helps in the end, you know. She helps Batman defeat Bane. She tries to help him save the city, and it's like, she just can whoop ass, and that's it. Number 6, Yushu Lien from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She's a fucking badass. I mean, she has to fight other characters, and I haven't watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in forever, but definitely I remember her being, like, definitely a badass character. Number 5, this is kind of a not a lot of people are gonna know this character, but Aaron from the movie You're Next. You're Next was a horror movie that came out in 2013. It was pretty much about this family that gets attacked by killers. Aaron pretty much has to she's the final survivor, and she fucks up pretty much the rest of the villains. And I mean, it finds out her boyfriend was the one who wanted his parents dead, so she kills him in the end. And I mean, she takes them all out. I mean, with brains and stuff, and it's like her gender didn't come into play at all. And that's the common theme with all these characters I'm listing. Their gender is irrelevant. Number 4 is another Scream character, Gale Weathers. I feel like she's had a lot of development, because you look at her in the first movie. Even in the first movie, she starts off as just the typical not tabloid, but reporter that will do anything to get a story, and then she realizes the killings are bad. She helps save Sydney in the end. So, and then throughout the other film, she helped solve these murders. You know, so she definitely is a cool female character, I feel. Wes Craven knows how to write female characters. Number 3 is a Star Wars character, Marjade. She was from the expanded universe. She was a Sith. She started off as a Sith to become, like, she was supposed to be Palpatine's next apprentice, but she ends up turning good in the end and marrying Luke. She's badass. She knows the Force. She's kind of what Rey is, but minus the Mary Sue-ness. Number 2, Ellen Ripley from Alien. And you look at her in the first movie, she was just a woman that got into a space trip, and then you know, Xenomorphs attacked, and then she was the final one, and she had to help destroy him. And then that's what she does for the rest of the film. She has to. Her motherly instinct is to protect Newt in Aliens in the second one. I mean, she's willing to do anything to protect who she loves. That's how you do a character. And number one is Sarah Connor from Terminator, mainly from T2, but even in the first movie, she starts off as she's just a woman who works at a diner, and then the Terminator attacks her, so Kyle Reese has to protect her, and then she helped destroy the Terminator in the end of the first movie. Then in the second movie, she turns into this badass military chick. Like, even in the beginning of T2, she's like doing pull-ups on the bed, and even like when she was supposed to she wanted to kill Miles Dyson to prevent the future from happening. She just couldn't do it. Like, something in her just couldn't let her do it. So she had vulnerability, even as the badass, like, military chick she was in this film. And it's just like, the reason I'm talking about this is just because, don't get me wrong, I don't hate Rey as a character, I just didn't really like her writing. And I just feel like this is what I hope for future female characters in movies. Just have them be characters that are badass. Don't let their gender be relevant. Their gender should not matter. So this is mainly my point of this video. So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow for my Raw review. Other than that, guys, I'm going to sign off. Peace.